This guy travels 4 hours every day to go to work. Out of 24 hours, how does he do that? Hello guys, my name is Olayemi and you're welcome to Unfiltered on Africa TV. I'm just here to pick your brains on some certain topics, you understand? All right, so you have been in China for how long now?
I've been here for 6.5 years or six and some months, I think.
6 years?
Yeah.
So, some people, have you, let me ask you, when you first came to China, do you have this, when you meet somebody that tells you, I've been in China for 5 years, how does it make you feel?
When I first came here, and actually I met some guy, he told me he's been in China for 15 years.
Dang.
I was like,
bro,
why don't you want to go back home? Huh? What happened back home? I'm now one of those people when I meet somebody and I tell them I've been here 5
and
years.
Be like,
and they're like, 5 years. And on top of it, like 5 years and I didn't go back home. I just recently came back, like I went to visit home.
And after 6 years. 6 years.
Can you imagine?
How does home feel? Is it the same, like
Bro,
the way you left it?
Yeah, that's a conversation for another time.
I get it.
Like totally, things are
different.
I feel like
right?
20 years backwards.
Jesus.
When I went back home, like I find like things went like 20 years backwards. Yeah. And China is like, bro, like
50 years
50
ahead.
years ahead.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why haven't you really gone back? Like, the whole process. Why are you still in China up to this moment, Why China? Why did you choose to really be in China? Do you understand? Because if you are in, let's say, America or any other, country, probably by now you'll be seeking for, you know what I mean? So why are you still here?
To put it in right words or simple words, I was wrong about China. That's why I'm still here.
From the beginning?
From the beginning, like even most foreigners. Let me talk about my story. Like,
okay.
Before I came to China, I was working for a company, right?
Okay.
And I had some bad experience with my boss. He made some promises and he didn't fulfill those promises.
Okay.
And bro, like I'd laid out my life for that company. I had worked for 2 companies before after graduating from electronics. From back home, yeah.
So it means you had the experience before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And this guy made so many promises. We had so many interactions. One instance ended up with me getting beaten up, bleeding, because I went to confront him about money he was supposed to pay me and the other workers. And it wasn't a confrontation. I actually went for the other workers because I was the one in charge of like making sure everybody gets paid. And I was in charge of that region.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I went to meet him, I found him drunk with his brother-in-law and I got like hit, beaten, yeah, basically. So it became a situation for me. In my head, it was like, it's life or death.
Wow.
I need to survive. And there was so much trauma, like, this is just a short story of it, like, so much trauma from that experience that I felt like I need to escape and just go to a different place for some time and then come back. So I came here with the vision of, okay, I'll be in China for 1 year and just kind of like see how things are and relax, just be in a different place. I'm tired of the familiar. Like when you're in a familiar place for too long,
it doesn't work.
Yeah, and it feels like even though the only person that was taking advantage of me at that moment was him, but I felt like the whole environment was taking advantage of me and I'm not benefiting from it. Yeah.
So was it easy for you to like plan the trip to come to China? Do you understand my question? Let me hold this, I don't fall. Was it easy for you to like, how is it like?
I think at that point, in as much as I was in survival mode, I could also say that I was in a mode where I can say like suicide, right? So a suicidal mode, but I don't want to take my life. I just want to risk my life. So what's the biggest risk I could take is go to a totally different place. Yeah.
So the visa process and everything, was it easy?
I had friends that were studying here, but I didn't want to go through them. So I just went on Facebook and searched for agencies that do all these visa processes for students and stuff.
From China?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
but that's a risk
That's a huge risk.
Yeah, that's because for you to just get
Because
somebody
the
online
possibility of being scammed and how many
and
people had
like
been scammed before.
101%.
Yeah,
A lot of scammers does that. Yeah, true.
yeah.
True. Yeah, that's crazy. And you eventually got here.
I actually got here. There was a few hiccups on the way.
How long does it take?
16 hours. Total 16 hours. I got
Wow.
here and yeah, the agency I had used sold me some unnecessary things like VIP. So I got scammed a little
That they
bit.
will pick you up.
Yeah,
Did they tell you that they picked you up?
they actually picked me up. They sent a Didi. And okay, you know, coming from Africa
Yeah.
and you've seen the taxis there, and you arrive here and you get on like a really nice
Didi.
taxi, Didi. You
You don't
imagine
know.
and you think like,
Like,
oh,
damn, VIP section.
VIP service. But in actual sense, it is a normal Didi.
But now you know more.
Now I know more.
When you first got here, during your first year,
Yeah.
was it the same school that the agent did for you? That you eventually went?
What I actually applied for was mechatronics. So even when you're taking risks, you're like, okay, the risk needs to make some sense, right? So I applied for mechatronics, and when I got here, the university I went to was only offering mechatronics in Chinese.
Oh, and
Only
you
to
don't
the
know
Chinese
anything.
students, by the way. So they said you could study mechanical engineering, and I had already done electronics. So I said, okay, I'll do mechanical engineering, which in actual sense, mechatronics, I don't know if you know about mechatronics.
Not
It's a
much.
combination of mechanical engineering and electronics.
Okay.
So you're doing programming, you're designing PCBs,
All
and
together.
you're also doing mechanical engineering at the same time. And basically that
That's a
forms
lot
up
of
mechatronics. So for me, I'd already done electronics back home.
Back home.
There was no loss
Yes.
in doing mechanical engineering. And then at the same time, in my spare time, I'm still pursuing, like trying to fuse both worlds together, like the mechanical engineering and the electronics. Yeah, so when I was here, I was like, okay, I talked to the agent, this is not what you promised me, this is not what you told me, what's gonna happen? And for some time, like almost 2 months, we're just going back and forth. So
For 2 months.
yeah, going back and forth. Did you find a school? Can you move me to another school?
Wow.
And also the university is not like a big university that I got into. It's small
Which
compared
city?
to in Chiang, up in the north.
Oh,
So yeah, and
okay.
it's also snows up there. So yeah, I managed. I managed to convince myself like, okay, this is the situation, and I have to bear with it, and just finish what I'm here for. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when does the transition start? You know, you said you realized that all your mindset about China was actually wrong.
Right.
You understand? So when did you start realizing that be like say I did wrong for this thing?
So funny enough, I arrived here a day before my birthday.
The day before.
Yes.
Okay.
A day before my birthday, and then on the day of my birthday, I decided to. It was a holiday, 4th of October. Every year in China is a holiday.
Yes,
and
yes.
I think it's like a 3 days holiday or something. When I arrived, it was like, if I'm not wrong, it's like it was a Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday is also just normal holiday. So nothing was going on, and I just had to deal with myself basically. So I went around and I saw that everything I had learned about China was wrong. So just walking around, seeing the different places, the mind started switching, and I started making plans like, okay, I started seeing opportunities of how I could make myself
I think
survive.
The problem with some people when they go to a new space is they go with an empty mind. Do you understand? Though there are exceptions to the fact that you can go to somewhere with an empty mind, and then when you get there, you open your mind to get new things, and then you create something out of it.
Right.
But in your own case, you came with you already had something, you already had the experience, you already know, okay, these are the things this is the channel I can walk towards, even though it is just a trial or an escape for you. But you are able to still manage and see something, and you're able to realize that hey, this path is the right path, and then you laid yourself on that path, and which makes sense. So my question is, were you groomed. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Were you groomed to have that basic knowledge, or somebody advised you to do this? Do you have like somebody like that is your mentee or mentor rather?
I think God, being a
God.
Christian, yeah, just growing up in a Christian home, I always believe that God has a plan.
Yes.
And also in life, we have to go through different situations that mold us into becoming certain types of people.
Yes.
This has already been instilled. My parents instilled this in me. The religion, and my parents always telling me like, life is like a desert, and in the desert, there's always an oasis.
Yes.
An oasis is like a small fountain of water.
Water.
And you can imagine everything is dry around you,
But
you find some water.
small water.
You can always find some water in the desert. So when I came here, I had friends, but they were in other cities. I never contacted them to say, okay, I'm coming here to chill with them or be with them. The decision was I'll be there and I'll be alone. And I'll try to figure out, it's just by myself. Yeah.
And by yourself and with the inspiration.
Right. And meet new people. Like, obviously, like, as I mentioned, like after my birthday, I started making all these plans. Like I can meet new. There's opportunity to meet new people.
Two or three
days. 2 or 3 days.
Into coming to China. Some people, it takes years.
Right.
You understand? Some people, even after years, they are still lost. They don't even know the direction to follow. How are you able to like handle the language, based on the fact that everybody here speaks only Chinese? What was your experience like?
For me, I think I have a problem. I'm not very strong on learning languages.
You're not the only one here.
Okay. Actually, this is what happened. When I was young, I learned. I used to speak another language. Like right now, I speak 6 languages.
6?
Yeah, 6 different languages.
In your brain, 6 languages.
Yeah, local languages plus English, and yeah.
Okay.
When I came here, I think I'm very lazy to learn Chinese. And it's between me spending that time to study Chinese or spending that time to study electronics and mechanical engineering.
So you have to choose.
You have to choose, and you only have like this space of 4 years. And I have many friends, like they did really well in Chinese, but the practical aspect of the course we were studying, they're not really able to
get it,
to give the output. And then also there's let me not just say it that way. There's also people who are really good, like they can learn the language and they can do the actual course.
Like that.
Yeah, but for me, language, it wasn't really. I'm able to survive. I learned what I need to
survive.
To survive, yeah.
Go out and do that. Me too. I think I have the same problem, because I remember I came around March, and I remember that it was. I landed in Beijing. It was really cold.
Yeah.
And they told me from Nigeria and say, oh, buy jackets. You understand? I was like, no problem. Then I bought a jacket, a random jacket. You understand? So on getting to China, once I just got out of the airport, then I realized that the jacket I bought is a singlet.
It's not enough
compared to the kind of code they were telling me, but I was not listening. So I decided, like, I went back inside, and they told me, don't bring clothes, bring food. So I bring more food stuffs than clothes. You understand? So I went back inside and I was looking for what to wear. I went to the toilet, to wear more things, but my phone had already died. So there was no way to. So me, I had it in mind. I'll just talk to a security man. But I was done. I came out and then I met the security man. Hello, please, my phone is dead. The guy doesn't look me like this. He does not understand what I was saying. Then he hits me. They don't speak English.
Yeah.
Now, 2 problems. It's cold. I cannot handle. My phone is dead. I don't speak Chinese. And I'm sure everybody has an experience when it comes to this language.
My own experience was with the police.
Voila.
When I was arriving, the agent had told me that immediately when you arrive, you need to go register at the police station. And everything was closed. It was like 4th of October, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So everything is closed and I have to go register at the police station. I need to take a taxi. I'm trying to use the translator, and yeah, I think I use sign language if I remember very well. I'm pretty sure most foreigners have had this issue.
Yes,
I
almost
just
everybody has
do
so
just make the sound for the police.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear. I tried typing and
Does he understand?
it was not easy. But I tried like between the translator and me making the sign, I do this and like I type on the phone, like I just did the signs and the guy.
Everybody faced that.
Yeah, I all this. he understood. Yeah. I heard that.
He would just be laughing. Ah, God.
And
God.
you know the driver, that's before COVID-19, so he allows you to sit in front of the car, so there's no big issue. I'm trying to translate it.
Okay.
Just see this guy is new.
How were you able to, like, okay, you came 2018, so you've had like experience about the life before COVID really hit and before everywhere got locked down.
Yeah.
So how was that life like based on your new lane, your new routine of life, you understand? And during the lockdown period, how were you able to, undo the whole thing?
Earlier you asked me why didn't you go back home, right?
Yeah.
So before COVID-19, I already had a plan like, okay, after 2 years I'll go back home. Then COVID hit. And during that COVID-19 period, like nobody knew what was gonna happen next. And I was in the middle of something that was already going really well. The school part and also the interactions I was already making, the connections I was already making. I was so afraid to lose that connection if I had gone back and then something happened and I cannot come back. So I said, okay, let me finish this. Let me stay here during COVID-19 and see how things pan out. And then COVID-19 went for like 2 years. And I graduated during that COVID period. You understand? So I guess I made the right decision. And being able to stay in a place during the most difficult times, that always the desert, right? We go back to the story of the desert. The oasis, if you find something good during COVID-19 in a place, you're bound to stay in that place. And to an extent, it becomes like a home. So like you've gone through the pain and the struggle and everything, and then everything opens up and oh my gosh, I can't wait to be out here again.
I know.
For some people, like for me, that was my experience. For some people, it's a situation where they want to run back home. And they did run back home. So
so a lot of people, because they were, I think they got tired of stay. After the whole thing opened, it was strange to go outside normally. Because I remember when I go out maybe to a mall, a normal place that you have to, scan, go through this process, go through that process, and you're not doing that, you're entering, and nobody's asking, and you're like, what's happening? These people are not asking us anything. But man, it's I remember it's not an easy period in China for everybody. But thank God we are free now. Thank God we are free now. You graduated during COVID, right?
Yeah.
So how is life after graduation? How is it like being a student in China that graduated?
So I think I had already prepared enough. For me, I would say trying to transition from the student visa to the work visa, is not easy.
This city is a very expensive city. It's not like Shenyang, where I think Shenyang is it's good for a student, to live in because it's way, way cheaper. But in Shenzhen, it's way expensive. You understand? So how do you now deal with that, and how are you able to manage the whole expenses that comes with living in Shenzhen as a foreigner?
There has to be a balance, and also again, it's just a matter of preparing for the next step. So when I came here, I already knew I was going to sacrifice living in a nice environment to living in a very small, tiny space for a while till I can get to a point where I'm able to afford a bigger place. And also, at every stage, being able to live in a bigger space comes with expenses. So how do I make sure I manage for those expenses? So when I came down here, I was saving for maybe a year or so. I was working at a company and I was saving some money. Found a place, really tiny space. I called it a box. And if you've seen my videos, I did a whole series
I saw
about
the
that.
video. I saw the
I
video.
tried to transform the little place, make it cozy and warm, and yeah, just try to make the best out of
Comfortable
it.
for you,
Yeah,
so.
comfortable, because when you being so far away from home, it's very important. Like for me, I found out while living in China, the most important thing now that I don't have family close by is having a space where I can always go to and be comfortable and call it a
space.
home.
Yes,
And
yes.
like it plays a huge role in your mental and psychology. Like being able to call something home, away from home, and then
Away from home.
yeah, it allows me to be able to study and learn new things in a comfortable space. Yeah, in an environment. It's one thing to go to the library and those places, right? But it's
one
another
thing to be in your own space, and
right?
you're comfortable.
Yeah, and the other thing is the place where I was staying is called. First, I was staying in Longhua in that little box. Then, if you watch the series, I got kicked out, and then I went to live in another location. I had to find a place that's affordable. It was more expensive than that place because they told me foreigners are no longer allowed to live in these small spaces. So you need to find, and that's after COVID-19 clearly stopped. So everything started changing. The rules were being more strict, especially in this city for foreigners. So I had to go move to a place that's 2 hours away from my workplace.
2 hours.
2 hours away. Yeah, one direction. And then
so that's 4 hours.
4 hours per day, right?
Dang.
So I moved to that space, and the apartment itself felt like home.
The apartment felt like home.
Yeah.
But the
distance
to walk is like
yeah.
you're traveling.
So it's either I had to pay in money or pay in time.
There has to be a sacrifice somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere they had some sacrifice. But I didn't have the money to pay. So I had
you have to pay
in time. Yeah, so the time I spent on the subway, I started doing some Chinese, learning some Chinese on an app. And then I would be doing some research before going to work. I would start replying to some messages
on the road for that 2
on
hours.
yeah, for that 2 hours. And then on the way back, maybe I would edit some of my videos. But this could only happen for so long, like for a certain period of time. You cannot do this kind of thing. You can't keep up with it.
Can't keep up.
At a certain time, it eventually I burned out.
Yeah.
And
how long does it take?
How long did it take for me to burn out?
Yeah. How long did this
1 year,
process?
1 year, 6 months.
Dang. A lot of people would have gone back home.
Yeah, so when I went to, actually, it really struck me hard when I traveled back to Zambia, when I went to visit home. And then I saw the situation. That was last December, yeah, just in December. Christmas period and everything. So when I visited home, I was like, nah, there's no way I'm going back to commuting like that. I would rather now, the next phase of my life is double up on how much I earn. If it means finding new ventures in which I should invest money, work towards, try to find ways, other means to make money, yeah. And then keep chasing the dream and the career, but not at the expense of my health. Because at the end of the day, like mental health,
it goes a long way.
It takes you a long way. If your mental health is stable, you're able to achieve more things.
Yes.
Yeah. And I managed to buy back my 4 hours by moving closer.
Because you have money now to buy it.
I'm in between. More than before. Okay.
Before you did not have money to buy the time. So now you buy the time.
Okay, yeah. Now I'm able to buy the time. We can put it that way.
Because it's crazy.
Yeah.
Out of 24 hours, you've already spent 4 hours on transport.
Traveling.
So now, because after going, you need to still relax. You need
exactly. So it's like 6 hours in total, Because you get home, you need to take a shower, you need to
do that, and even sleep. And you're not married. You still need to prepare your food.
Right.
So that's another crazy part.
And also for my kind of work and my personality as well, is I don't like leaving things half done or halfway.
So you like to do that.
I like at least I don't leave the task halfway done. I complete and leave it somewhere where I can pick up from the next day.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes to be like leaving the office at 9 p.m. Not because anybody is forcing me to stay there, but because I know if I finish this today, tomorrow morning I can start more at a more calm pace.
Instead of
So
continuing from yesterday. So what exactly do you do at work?
Electronics, we're doing prototyping for our customers for
Okay.
PCB, and also we're into medical product design and development.
Okay.
Yeah, and then our company also has its own products, which are lighting products. The brand for those products is called Glowworm, and you can search for it, or yeah, you can share the name of that.
There is something I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Your career, what you studied and
Yeah.
everything is based on electronics and this and that.
Yeah.
But do you know that as much as your name is like almost everybody knows who
Yeah.
Andrew is,
People,
you know
I
what
know
I'm
what they
talking
know
about.
me,
So
but
now,
yeah.
nobody would ever, unless maybe apart from the name of your channel called
Right.
robots.
Yeah.
So now, even the robot self is
Yeah.
not even aligning with the Andrew some of us know in our head.
Yeah.
Because the Andrew we all know is the Andrew that, bro, I want to video this. Do you know this guy? Do you know how many people we have conversation when the next thing they're talking about is Andrew? I'll be like, I know Andrew now. Do you understand?
Right.
How did that happen? Is it I don't know. Is it still, because I know you prepared a lot, because
Yeah.
from all the things I've heard you said, there is always preparation.
Right.
So how are you able to still hold the ground in this media industry? Because in China, in the whole of China,
Yeah.
if you want to mention 10 people, your name should be among them. No, see, if I'm stating fact now,
Okay.
you know. So now, how are you able to still stand on the ground, to hold that position tight, having 4 hours to go back and forth, 4 hours to go back, and you still have work to do, you
Yeah.
have tasks to achieve, you have this to do. How are you able to do it? You're not a machine now. What happened?
Funny enough,
Let me learn.
for me, the videography is too easy to learn. And the electronics is what I spend more time learning. Yeah, the electronics and the engineering, I spend more time learning that. And then for the video, because art is in our blood as Africans, as, and sorry to say, somebody might argue in the comment section, but African, black people, we're artistic.
By
In
nature.
the way we talk, we use our hands.
Yeah,
in the way
hand
we
gesture.
walk, we use our whole body to walk.
Yes,
and
yes,
you can
yes.
say that's a black person walking.
No, that's true. Even if
that
they're hoodies,
you cover
they
the whole body.
If it's walking, I know that's
because
a black person.
we have character in everything we do.
True.
So, and then I really love telling stories, right? And I believe that everybody is a storyteller, and they should be able to tell stories. Yeah. And then the camera is an electronic. The gimbal is an electronic. The lights are all electronics,
everything.
right? And I love being around electronics and making these things function to tell a very beautiful story or shoot a very beautiful music video for people to watch and enjoy, and like, bring that thing that somebody wished they could be in to their screen, and they watch it and they're like, wow, this is
nice.
I wish I was that girl in that video. I wish I was that guy in that video. For me, that brings a certain level of satisfaction. Now, having said that, I hate it so much that people know me for videography. You understand?
I get that, but you can't fight that.
Yeah, the time we're living in right now is very important for you to be able to master this craft. And at a certain point, if you've really gone through, if you watched all my videos on my channel, I try to balance in.
But
every once in a you guys don't care. You guys just stick to Andrew is the video guy.
Because even when you're trying to balance, we're still seeing the creativeness inside the video. So we don't even care about what you're saying about when electronics are opening a phone. What's it concern me, bro? I'm looking at
how did you shoot this angle? How did
he do this? So you see that.
So yeah, the goal, if I were to share with you guys what the plan is, and this plan is coming into fruition in the next 2 years. So I can share now. If somebody wants to copy it, they don't have the full blueprint.
No.
So the goal is to have everybody have their eyes on this robot solution. And the easiest way to do it right now is through media and everything, right?
True.
And the plan is to launch a product that is related to videography as my first product, which might be a light that people can connect to their mobile phones and doesn't use up too much energy. And this is the first product I'll be launching. Because people believe in me as a videographer and I understand and I have a deep understanding on how to shoot videos and somewhat lighting, how the importance of lighting in a video. I think
I'm
this
seeing it
this
now.
being as the first product
So
I'm
anything you
developing,
kind of say, oh guys, this is it, get this is it, this is, people already know that this guy knows what he's talking about.
And he built it, he designed it, and I show you guys the design process, and maybe that video take you guys to the factory where it's being made and everything. It's a full circle story.
Because you already have a portfolio of yourself. Yeah, I get that. That makes sense. From your previous answer, when we were in the car, you mentioned that you had to like double your income, find a way to get this and that. How do you intend to, like, or how are you intending to make the extra money, or how have you done it before? You understand?
So the videography part of it already allows me to make some extra money.
Okay. So, apart from the normal salary.
Apart from like the regular job, the engineering job.
Yes.
And I also we're going up.
Okay.
I also do some other things like fixing people's electronics. And funny enough, when I post about music videos, right? It might take like a lot of people want to do these videos, like music videos, dance videos. It takes time for them to make a decision.
Yes.
But for somebody who wants to shoot something like who wants to have something repaired, they already have it broken and they
need it fixed like immediately. Okay.
So if I post a video about repair, and the reason why I don't even post most about repair, because I don't really have enough time to do the repairs, especially with the 4 hours traveling back and forth. And I don't like holding on to people's things for a long time. I just came to pick this up.
Okay.
I don't like holding on to people's things for a long time. That's mine, and that's mine. So I would rather fix the thing and ship it back to them in time. So before, when I posted one video, if I show you that video, I posted a video on my WeChat channel, and on one video, I might get like 10 requests from people who are interested 10 to 20 requests of people who are inquiring about how much it would cost to fix something, and they send it to me. Like this video per se. This video has 20,000 views. So for me, for this kind of videos, I don't necessarily focus on the likes, the comments, and
it's the people.
Because it's the people that watched and got the exposure. Like, oh, this guy can repair the phone. This guy can repair the laptop.
So, and they want to like.
And they immediately contact me saying they don't even come to the comment section. They'll just go message and send a message saying, Andrew, can you fix this for me? How much will it cost?
And then they make the payment.
They make the payment. They ship it. I start working on it. Ship it back to them. So that's some money on the side already.
True. So how are you planning to double it?
How am I planning to double it?
So are you planning to like push your video more or what?
Not push my video more. Now I need to launch the product. So the plan is to launch something that's going to be a solution, which already is on the brand's name, Robot Solution.
Yes.
So something that's going to provide a solution for my viewers, provide a solution for people in general as well. Yeah. So a product is coming soon.
I like the planning preparation part. I think
and also part of the preparation, when we talk about, one question you might ask is, why don't you just work as a teacher?
Because you make a lot of money.
More money than being somebody who's an engineer. Engineers are not making the same money as teachers.
A teacher,
especially in the southern part of China and in Shanghai. But for me, I know how long, like, if I'm teaching English, I won't have the same satisfaction and fulfillment
in you.
in me. And I also have a plan. Like, this is my plan. I need to develop a product. I want to develop a product.
And you need to get to that space.
Right.
Once you divert your attention into making more money because you want to be a teacher, at the end of the day, the plan, it's either it get delayed and
Yeah.
it get dragged.
Yeah, and
Okay, I
it,
get
it
that.
goes back again to that sacrifice. It's either you pay in time or you pay in money, right?
Yes,
So I'm
yes,
paying
yes.
in getting less pay, but getting more knowledge from
to
the people
achieve,
around me
yes,
to achieve that big goal that I
you
have
want.
at the end of the line. So, yeah.
I think people need to really get something from this, because if you're in China, you need to understand that you have to have like an open mind. You don't have to have a closed mind, because a closed mind, you won't even do anything. That's why you're depressed. That's why you're down. There's something around you. Look at it. You know, get hold of something and start something. And the more, some people have used 5 years in China,
Yeah.
and they can't even pinpoint that, oh, this is what I've done. I'm
Yeah.
not discriminating anybody, neither am I attacking anybody. But the fact is that at the end of the day, those people sit down and say things like, oh, there's nothing in China, there's this. But this place is over 1 billion people and they're surviving. How?
So, you see what I have here?
Mm-hmm.
This is actually something I ordered. I'm doing research on. This, what you see here is an LED, flexible LED.
LED, okay.
Yeah. So imagine this now being on my
On
clothes
your clothes.
because it can be flexible.
Flexible.
Yeah. And I got, these are from some suppliers. This is just part of the assembly, just a
So you
part.
get them differently,
Differently, and then
you combine
see,
them.
not necessarily combine them, but because I can prove that this technology exists, now I can confidently jump in with both feet to that vision I have.
You want. True.
Then you're envisioning something and it requires you to make a whole different machine to be able to produce
build
it.
That's another
So,
ball game
yeah.
entirely. Yeah.
So, yeah, research, this is part of the research of that product. And if I may open this one as well, let's see. I ordered a couple of them and I don't know which one is in here.
Okay.
This is also very, very interesting. This is thread for sewing. Like, you can sew on your clothes. So
normal thread, but
the stitches. These stitches you see here, right? This
but
is
it's LED too.
This is 0.3 millimeters, thinner than this.
And this one is the
also
whole
LED.
body is
Yeah,
LED.
LEDs.
But now, how does China, like, how are they able to like make light into this? Like, what kind of
This is all the power of nanotechnology. So microtechnology and nanotechnology
combined.
Yeah. So the smaller it goes, it's nano, and even beyond nano, like you've got something smaller than that.
Wow, that's crazy.
But that's the power of being here in China.
In
and
China,
it's really
exactly.
affordable. Yeah.
So how much is this now?
This right now, because I got a sample, and this I can call a finished sample, right? Because it's gonna work once I connect it. This this costed around 20 or 15 RMB just for this sample. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
So, but then, if you look at that from the aspect of production,
yes,
it sounds expensive. Like, if you make a product and you need to sew the whole product, you need a long, so you need more. So it sounds very expensive because they're t-shirts. A full t-shirt that costs like 6 RMB, right? On Pindodo we can buy a t-shirt, full t-shirt, everything. And then now I'm telling you that this is costing 15 RMB.
So how much would be the end product?
The end product is a premium product for people who are interested in such kind of products. Yeah.
It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. But for that superstar that wants to go on a stage and perform in his whole outfit,
bling bling everywhere,
bling bling, and you can control it. Like, this part lights up, this part lights up.
You can even control it.
Based on the design. Like, if you design the whole outfit and you connect the PCBA, you program it.
Okay, so it still requires
further work. Yeah.
Where's she? How much? Shikwa.
4块，
What's shikwa? What's shikwa?
10.
4块，
4.
是，
Four.
Ah.
Oh.
我以为听不懂。
4 10 10 4
和10哈。
Thank you.
啊，新年快乐。
What was life like? You know, after graduating from school, what was next? Like, how is this something you planned also? And how did you go about that?
Yeah, so I had already visited Shenzhen in
Before?
20, yeah, in late 2018 or 2019, early 2019,
Okay.
during that holiday. So, 2018 actually, yeah,
The same year you came.
2018, late 2019. COVID-19 started in,
2019. I
yeah,
think November, December.
yeah, November, December. So before that, I'd already visited. I came to Shenzhen
Okay.
to make some connections and make videos and stuff. So I met one guy called Hank, and he owns I don't know how to call it, but a maker space.
Mega space.
Yeah, maker space.
Okay.
Like people who are into electronics, they want to develop a product and stuff. So he's like he welcomes them to China and he harbors them, and they develop their product under his umbrella. Kind of like an incubator.
Okay.
So I made that connection, and yeah, later I went back to study and complete. When I was completing my studies, I was looking for a job, and I had sent him already messages prior to me graduating, saying
Okay.
that if he knew somebody who was looking for an engineer, he should let me know.
Okay.
So I had moved to Shenzhen, and
Okay.
I was already working for another company, but it wasn't the job that I really wanted to do.
What were you
It
doing?
wasn't related in electronics. It was more related in sales.
Okay.
So I didn't want to do sales anyway. So based on that, I decided, no, I need to shift. And during the same time I was trying to shift, and one of the struggles I was having is transferring my student visa with that company, because that company didn't qualify
To
to
get
employ
you.
foreigners. So we had wasted over a year, and all my salary for 1 year was going towards paying for my visa. So going to work, and more than half of my salary, maybe 80% of my salary, is going to paying for visa,
I know.
traveling, and paying for hotel, and just trying to fix the visa. And now all the time I'm
How
just
long
getting
does that?
temporary.
How long was that?
For like 1 year,
Wow.
I'm trying to do that. So it became so frustrating, and I ended up, okay, let me look for another place. And it was like this opportunity was just the perfect opportunity
For you.
for me. Yeah, I
You mean the
found
one you are
the
now?
one I'm in right now.
Okay.
I found a company, the company that I'm with right now, and it's not a very big company. They had been it's been in operation for like 6 years,
Okay.
and it's still like in its early development. It's not really one of these like commercial
Big.
big conglomerate company. So I started working with them, and they were able to do my visa in like a month.
Wow.
Where I was, because it's a foreign owned company and stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, and also they're in electronics. And the guy that I was working under, my department manager, is like, he's a mathematician, really
Okay.
smart guy. And his way of thinking
It's not. It's not. It's
is
not
really
normal.
is really good for me. Like I like the way he thinks and the way he structures certain things like in his head, right? And I'm trying to learn something from him. And I admire, like when I talked to him and I saw the things he was doing, I admired him, and I was like, I need to be in this place and get some knowledge from this person.
From this person.
Yeah, he's multifaceted, like in many things.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is
like
it Chinese?
electronics. No, he's from Greece,
Wow.
Greek. He's in electronics. He's in designing. He does designing, and he's also like, if there's a program that needs to be learned, he will learn it. You understand?
And they'll get good at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I ended up resolving that visa situation. Now, in the conversation, I talk about it like it happened like this. But that 1 year, 1 year and some months was hell trying to deal like with transferring.
Yeah.
Every month I need to go to one city, Guangzhou, go to another city to do
Extension.
extension. Yeah. But I was persistent because
Because you know what
I
you want.
believed in the dream that I had,
Yeah.
which
I
was
understand.
to chase this goal of becoming an engineer and actually fulfilling it.
There's a difference between pursuing something and actually fulfilling it. So if you understand the fact that this thing, I need to get it done, regardless of wherever obstacle comes. So far, it's something you can handle.
Yeah.
Just instead of quitting. And well, the thing is that I'm sure a lot of people would learn from this thing, learn
Right.
from this story, because there are a lot of factors. There are some things that are reputation from your story now.
Right.
Because even I myself, I've learned a lot of things. Apart, you have to like be ready. You have to plan. Even as a man, you have to plan for. Now, let me ask you. Let's say, for instance, now your plan, it didn't go as you planned. What would you have done? What's your plan B? Do you actually have a plan B in everything?
In everything.
Yes.
Planning for plan B is planning to fail. I don't know who said that, but that is the
Let me
statement.
eat. Let me eat.
Planning for a plan B is already planning to fail. The amount of time you're going to spend making a plan B, why not make plan A
Better.
what's the word? Why not be so 100% sure of your plan A? I was 100% sure. That is why I was very patient. Even through the troubled times, I knew there was a way out. It's just that it didn't come.
But there are some factors that could have affected it, right?
Yeah, there was COVID-19 and
Even money.
there's money, but money, anything to do with money, money can be found,
Yes.
right?
True. True.
Anything to do with time, time can be bought,
Yes.
or you can wait for the right time. So I had to wait for the right time, the right opportunity. It took a year for that right opportunity to come. But in that time, all I was selling is my patience. And in every situation, it takes an amount of patience. Sometimes this is a good thing, and sometimes it's a bad thing. Because when you're patient, you might end up losing an opportunity that's on the other side.
Yes.
And you're being patient in this area. And even now, as I speak, I might be saying, oh, I'm in the place where I should have been and it's perfect now. But maybe it's only because I didn't go and see what's in the other space.
Yes.
But because of where I am, what have I realized that I can achieve using this channel or this road, rather than going into a whole different space and trying to
Entirely.
start from scratch.
From scratch. I
Yeah.
understand. My should I say last question before we focus on food now?
Yeah.
You see, I have to drop the food. So, if you had to go back in time and adjust or change
Right.
or reroute or redo something in the past, what would you have changed? Think very well.
If I had known everything will play out the way it's played out, I would still not change a thing. Because the bad experiences that I had have taught me lessons that when I look back, I'm like, man, I am really a man. Like, how did I manage that situation? And I
Well,
managed this situation and I was able to balance this situation. Just being able to look back and seeing where I am now. I am very grateful for the growth that trouble had to put me through. Those troubled times, those difficulties had to put me through. I'm very grateful for that. It's made me who I am, so I wouldn't trade it for anything. Even the way I make decisions, when we at work with customers, it's all based on those bad
some
experiences
people
and
find
good
you weird.
experiences. I know,
You know.
I know.
How does that make you feel?
Being weird, being normal is not the route to success. But being weird is what keeps my name on their tongues.
Guys, don't be normal. Be weird. But in a way, it's regardless of how anybody feels, you're still able to be on people's tongue truly.
Right.
And that is not even about what they feel alone. It's about the fact that they know that regardless of that weirdness, you are still able to give what you want to give.
Right.
Give the best at what you want to, like what you're doing, which is really, really a very big and significant part
Right.
of why you are being weird and relevant.
Right.
You can be weird and just be unrelevant. Nobody cares
Right.
about you. You get my point, right?
Right.
But in this situation, the weirdness is bringing something good, and also the whole story. Anyways, let's just eat. Let's just eat.
And
Let's.
also, like, if you mention that some people find you weird. The only reason they would find me weird is they are so comfortable in their ways, or they are influenced by something. And what I am doing is out of the ordinary.
So they are confused.
So they are confused. My channel is called Robot Solutions. You understand? It's not called People Solutions. Because for me,
See the angle.
I see everybody as robots. They are all looking for a way out. It's either they're trying to become famous, or they're trying to flaunt on social media and show off what they've got, what they've achieved. Whereas for me, my perception is achieve what I can achieve now and provide a solution for the people, for the robots.
So we are robots. Andrew says that all of you are all robots, and is a robot solution. What should I call you?
I provide solutions for robots.
You heard them. So as a robot, if you need oil, rewiring, reprogramming,
Let me
you can
explain that a
contact
little
me.
bit. The people who make the iPhone say that it's an extension of ourselves.
Okay.
And this is electronics. And
they
you're
see
always
us-
connected to it.
They see us as electronics.
You see, every day you're always connected to
You
it.
can't even do without it.
You can't do without it.
Yes.
So when I say robot solution, I am fixing you, because if your phone is not working, you don't
You're
have
not
patience.
okay. Yeah.
You're not okay. So I am fixing you by
The funny
fixing
thing
your
is,
mobile phone.
you would even use your last cash, your savings,
Yeah,
to fix your phone.
to fix your phone.
So it makes sense. It
And
makes
be
sense.
broke.
And be
Just
broke.
so that you
And
can
you don't mind.
see that weird guy on the internet.
That's true. Do you work with foreigners there? Like, do you work with foreigners or with Chinese or both?
Yeah, so the company I'm working for is a foreign-owned company.
Okay.
It's a Greek-owned company. The CEO is Greek,
Okay.
and we have like people from France, a person from France, Greece. We have a guy from Tanzania, and myself from Zambia. We have it's multinational,
Okay, so and there are Chinese people there
and
too.
they're Chinese people as
There are
well.
more Chinese people.
Chinese people.
Okay, so have you ever been maybe treated differently because you're an African?
No.
Everything is normal.
Yeah, there's no special treatment or any form of like treatment that makes me feel like, oh, I'm getting treated this way because
you're black.
I'm black or I'm different. Yeah, we banter, we crack jokes, we work, and the expectations of the results of work is as of anybody of any nationality.
So there's no discrimination.
No,
There's
I haven't faced any form of discrimination, and partly that is, I think it goes to say all thanks to the boss, the owner of the company. The work,
okay.
the work culture at our company is not like there's no special treatment. Yeah,
Okay.
it's based on results. Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to your plan now, because you said you have your own plan. So how would you start this? Now, let's say you are starting this year.
Yeah.
In the next 2, 3, 5 years, where do you see yourself?
In the next 2, 3, 5 years, I'm seeing myself at having launched a product already, designed by me, And depending on how things go, like I'm not really 100% sure where it will be manufactured.
Okay.
If it will be manufactured here in China, I would like to do something for Africa.
Okay.
But at the same time, like the goal is to have some capital before I can do something big back in Africa.
Yes, yes.
One of
yes.
my biggest dreams for my country, Zambia, is to be one of the pioneers for a railway system in my country.
Hmm.
To
That's
help be one of the
one
pioneers
of
of a
the.
railway system in my country. So
Don't you guys have it yet?
we have a railway system, but
But it's not
we don't have subway. Yeah, so
subways.
yeah, so having
Subways is a
subway,
long way. Oh.
huh?
It's a long way for Africa. Oh.
It's not a long way. It just requires, I think, private-owned companies
To take
to
over.
take over and start doing some of these things.
You know, in Shenzhen, our subways are under.
Yeah.
But here, their substations are on ground.
Yeah, because of the weather.
To be so hot down there.
Yeah. This is one of the weird things I've been researching. One of
like
the
why, right?
weird topics I've been researching because it's something I want to work on. I'm keeping information about how I'm researching on how subways work, how trains work, and all those things. And this is not just from without, like, or maybe we're having this conversation and this comes up. So if let me see if I can find that.
That's crazy. You know, I never thought about that. Maybe due to the weather.
So here, the camera can come. Bring the camera here. Yeah.
Don't follow.
So here, if I search private transport to reduce on-road accidents, right? And if you see the date, August 12th, 2018. Before I even came to China, I had this plan.
This is great. Robot transport system, create strategic plan. So now I believe the aspect of you planning.
So
you're already planned and ready and different things. No, so that's good. It's good to actually write things down.
Yeah. So when we're going back to when people say that guy is weird, it's because they don't know this.
They don't know.
You understand?
They don't know.
I have to be so strict with myself and so weird. I'm weird because I don't go out and drink with them. I'm weird because I don't go out and smoke with them. I'm weird because they never see me in the clubs with them.
Unless you are shooting.
Unless I'm shooting something. And anytime they see me, I'm working or doing something. So because of that, I'm weird. Because I'm not in their space.
Yeah.
And they don't know me.
They don't know you. Yeah, that's actually true. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I like the way you combine everything together. If you say it like that, it sounds well. So how do you manage to keep up with people from back home? Because it's not the same hours. Right now it's late. Yeah, I don't know the time with them. You understand? So how are you able to manage the communication with your people back home?
Communication back home is always difficult. For me, I decided I need to focus this couple of years where I was just trying to develop my skills and everything. Focus just here in China. And then once everything pans out right, I can, every once in a while, obviously I'll text family, but not so much like trying to keep relationship with customers and stuff. I didn't do any business back home.
Back home?
Yeah, I was, in the first year I came to China, I tried to, but it was very difficult to manage.
Because of the time zone and all.
Time difference, and also just you cannot go to class and have enough sleep if you're trying to balance a business back home.
Yes.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
And also finding people you can trust and work with.
I think that's the most important part.
That is very difficult. So I had to make a decision to either stop completely for a while until I reached the point where I had enough time and resources to manage both worlds. And it's very difficult. It's like you're living in two different worlds. The things here that are happening in China require your utmost time, full attention.
Yeah.
And also the things back home
Require
are requiring
attention
your full
too.
attention.
So how do you split the two attentions?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
either you
from one
give up on the
person.
things here or you give up on the things back home.
Mm.
And I had to send messages to family members. I told them, I'm sorry, but this phase of my life, I'm trying to focus on this.
Yes.
You will not be hearing from me every single day or every single minute. But every once in a while, when I have a major update to give you guys, I will definitely be in touch.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Anyways,
And how are you managing yourself?
me? It has not been easy because me, I have a. I think the reason why I can understand you properly now is the fact that I have a business back home as well,
Yeah.
and it's really not easy to manage alongside the business I run here,
Yeah.
and myself, and people, and this and that. You understand?
Yeah.
So I really get that. It has not been easy. I wish should I say I wish I didn't start? No. But thank God for the strength,
Yeah.
the grace of strength to be able to manage regardless. That's what I would say about that. For me, it has not been easy. Yeah. You shot it in Shenzhen, yeah.
Yeah.
Are these guys from Shenzhen too?
They
I know
are
Nano
based,
is in
yeah,
Shenzhen.
they're based in Shenzhen.
You see what I'm saying now? You see, the thinking and everything is different. Yeah. I like the ending, the way it can even be the cover art or something. I like it when people like put effort in their craft. Nobody will believe in yourself than you. What's the? Can I ask the budget to do clean videos like this?
To make something like this,
Yes.
minimum like 4K.
Minimum. So normal price is how much?
Normal price. There's no normal price. Minimum is 4K. So it
Is this
depends.
person riding? Is it black? Is it a black guy?
Why? It bothers your life, right?
Yeah, I just want to know.
Your life is bothered, right?
I just want to know.
Why
If he's a
is
black guy, I want to meet him. I want to ride.
You want to ride?
Is he a black
yeah.
guy? He's a Chinese, right?
He's a mixed guy.
Yeah.
So
that's why he's covering his face.
No. The concept of the video is not to have
any other person.
Any person show up. Yeah.
Okay. So from back home, I remember you said you were dealing with electronics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now, did this videography thing and stuff like that, when did this start for you? And is it from the experience you had in China, or is just something you want to do to make money? How did it start? Can you take us through that journey?
So part of the survival scheme. Before, when I was back home, I was making videos like for my parents.
Okay.
They do all this Rotary fundraising and also like helping people.
Okay.
And they would make videos and stuff like just to share their projects and what they're doing. So this is mainly what I used to shoot, like just documentary kind of videos for them.
Okay.
And then when I came here, I had the perception that I would be fixing computers to make some money. Like after 1 month, I was thinking, okay, let me just go back and start fixing computers like in school and stuff. Then while I'm walking around, going in the streets, I discovered that there's people who fix computers for half,
in
like
China,
way cheaper,
yes,
and also faster because they have the components. But for me, I have to order and fix the stuff, and it wasn't convenient, especially for the customer to have to wait for me to order the part to fix their computer. Only in situations when somebody was dealing with very sensitive information, they would still insist that I help them fix the computer.
Yes.
And so at that moment, earlier on, I said, okay, me focusing on fixing computers is not good for me to make money at that moment. So I had to find something to help me make money rapidly or faster. And everyone at that moment was trying to become famous. either on TikTok,
TikTok,
Facebook,
Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, they wanted a good video, they wanted a music video, they wanted some sort of video. So I was thinking, okay, what can I do? Let me start shooting some videos, and yeah,
Because I
started making some
remember
videos.
that's how I
We met, yeah.
that's how I kind of remember you.
Mm-hmm.
So anything about repairing of electronics and doing that one,
That's why
you don't care.
this shot on the bike. You remember
Mm.
we shot something like this
Yes, one time for Chingy.
for Chingiwale.
Yeah, I
Yeah, you
remember.
remember that?
That's what
Wait,
I'm saying. Like, almost.
let me see that video.
You still have it?
It should be on YouTube.
Yeah. What's
I
the
even
name?
forgot about that video.
Yeah, this one.
41K views. When I go back and I see this,
I remember.
yeah, it wasn't. It's not a bad. It's not a bad project.
No,
You
it's
get?
not. No, it's an humble beginning. Let me send to him. Chingy. See you. Humble beginning.
Like planning and thinking, okay, we'll shoot something like this.
See how young he looks.
This is you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And this is all the way back to
5 years ago.
where is that? Where's the year?
That's it, 5 years ago.
2019.
So we can be getting this thing 2019. It makes sense now. It's understandable that you have to be like at least grow bigger every year.
Right.
You know, this guy is gone now.
Yeah,
Right?
he passed away.
Yeah. Before we say goodbye, I have two things. Number one, I would like you to introduce yourself in full. Now, they have an idea. We know Andrew to be this. We know Andrew to be this. So I want you to introduce yourself. Whatever it is you say now is what they would see you as permanent.
No, I don't think it will be permanent. They all have their own perception of who I am.
At least aside from the weird guy, that weird guy, you know. So I want you to introduce yourself now. That's one. And the next one is that what is that one thing you would like to like tell your fellow foreigners that you know some okay, I would say that apart from the fact that you already planned out some things before even coming here, and
Yeah.
you were open to like to learn new things, to get new skills, and to put yourself out there. Do you understand? Apart from all those personal things, there are some people that want to do it too, but lack of opportunity. Based on the fact that you already had the mindset from at the back of your mind. Some people does not have any mindset, but they have the spirit inside them. So it's lack of opportunity because they don't have that spirit. They have the spirit, but they don't have they need that push. Do you understand? So what would you be telling them? What advice would you be giving to people that you are their role model? Yes.
I haven't. First of all, like I haven't achieved anything that is significant yet. When I look at my life and where I want to go, I have not yet achieved what I want to achieve. So even this whole interview, I think I just consider it as a conversation between two peers. And if anybody is watching, yeah, you take your red or blue pill from whatever is shared or whatever society has to offer. And from what I said or shared in this video, you might find something makes sense for you or it doesn't make sense. The fine line between how far I have come and how much encouragement I can give to the other person. Right now, things are changing rapidly. We've got the AI and so many distractions as well with the development of technology. There's so many distractions. And I have an in-depth understanding personally because identifying what you want to do for the next 5 years or the next 7 years or the next 1 year is very difficult. You might be thinking of starting doing a business, selling things back home. There's somebody already thinking about doing it in a much easier way. And you might be thinking of doing it the way they used to do it in the past. All these are challenges. If you look at them from the perspective of, oh, somebody is doing it, I need to find a better way to do it than them, you will never do anything. The videography, I'm not the first person that did videography. Other people have been doing it, but I
Before you.
just did it and I want to do it in my style.
Yeah.
And I'm happy doing it the way I do it, and improving at the pace that
At
I'm
your own
at
pace.
my own pace. Yeah. For the electronics, there's many people who are way better. They're better in mathematics, in the physics, in the production wise. They're better than me. But for me, I have the zeal because I know that one thing I want to make for myself.
Because
So
of the future.
yeah, the focus for me is not becoming the best engineer or the best mechatronics engineer or the best designer, mechanical designer. The goal for me is making that one product I want to finish and make. And then after that is done, move on to the next one. That is done, move on to the next one. So there's no competition between me and the other people in the industry. It's just within yourself. You need to give yourself a goal that you want to achieve and that product you want to make. So yeah, if you don't have a finished thing that you want, a finished thing that you can imagine to finish or getting, it's much difficult for you to identify what you want to work on.
If I would break down what you said now, so first of all, you need an end goal. Now, the end goal is what is going to be the drive to
Right.
push you to wanting to know more or to learn more or to push more or to keep going.
Right.
So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. But there's one thing I would say again. He says that he has not made any significant thing, or he has not yet done any significant thing. The thing is, you don't have to have done anything significant. Do you understand? That is from your own side as a person, or as the person. You understand what I mean? Now, for we that we are saying the person, we are not seeing the person as this person has not done anything. Do you understand? You see, personal growth is part of doing something. Your personal growth might inspire me as a person. Do you understand? And it will push me to want to do more. You have done something significant already. Because you have made your lifestyle and your ways of doing things, you have made it what? You have influenced another person. Do you understand? If you were smoking and I'm here smoking and drinking, I'm not discriminating people that does it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm not judging anybody. But if you're doing it and we are here now and you pass me a smoke, do you understand? Regardless of wherever, because of the respect I have for you, there's high chance of me taking it today. Tomorrow I'll take it. Next tomorrow I'll take it again. What influence would that be on me? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So in the aspect of you haven't done any significant thing, you just keep going alone has done a lot. I'm sure I'm not the only person that have said this to you, but you are one of the people that people look up to. Because me now, the funny thing is that we were in the same school. Do you understand? We're in the same school. So the way I would see you is not the way somebody that just jam your channel
Yeah.
on WeChat would see you. I saw the growth.
Yeah.
So it's significant already.
Yeah.
A lot of people started like that. Some people stop. Do you understand? So it's an honor. Yes. It's an honor having this conversation. I appreciate it. So we're still going to go back to that introduction. You'll still introduce yourself. So please introduce yourself to the camera.
My name is Andrew Silungwe, and I'm a robotics engineer based in Shenzhen. I do videography as a side hustle, if that's okay.
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah, so videography is just a side hustle for me. And yeah, you guys don't get to see much of the engineering side of me is because that's because most of the work we do as a company has NDAs attached to it. So we cannot disclose the work, and I cannot make videos to show you guys, oh, we're working on this or we made this. Yeah, but later in the future, if when we're focusing more on making our own in-house projects, and we're okay with disclosing to the public as a company, maybe you guys will see more videos about that. So yeah, I've been in China for the past 6.5 years, going on close to 7. And I've had a great, colorful experience in China, both during COVID-19, after COVID-19, and before COVID-19. So I'm still learning every day.
All right, guys. This is the end of the show, and my name is Olayemi. If you've not subscribed yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't know what you're doing, and so let me see you subscribe. Let me see your like. Let me see your comment. This is very important to us. If you're interested in sharing your story and you want us to have a conversation, raw conversations like this, you can hit us up. Let's see what we can do. We'll see you in the next video.